On today's episode of the same thing I've already talked about, but in different colors, we have ARC Commander Blitz. This is seemingly the last ARC Trooper Commander they're going to be making in this Walmart exclusive line, and it's a shame that we didn't get the red one that people call Hammer, because he was the last one in the squad. I guess we're just not going to get him. It's funny because that's the only one that Lego ever made, but I guess Hasbro's not going to make him, which is a shame because I wanted the whole team, but I guess they're not going to make the whole team. But hey, we got the three main ones. Let's be honest, Hammer was a backgrounder. He didn't really do anything. He was just kind of there. But still, it's nice we got Blitz, but it would be nice to complete the team. However, this video is actually going to be a little different than the other reviews because it's not going to be much of a review, but rather just bit of a rant on quality control because I had a pretty big problem with this guy. So let's get him out of the way. Just show off his card back real quick. It's nice. It's nice. I actually did not get a second one of this guy. I just have this one. Nice picture right there. He's just got his arms crossed. ARC Commander Blitz. It's kind of funny they stopped doing like those realistic Photoshop versions of the characters and now it's just a still from the show. I kind of appreciate that. On the back, we can see other figures sold around the same time, interestingly, from a couple different waves. So we've got the wave with all the Return of the Jedi reissues that are trash. I mean, they're not trash, but they're not necessary. The removable helmet Vader, which is amazing, and then the other two ARC Troopers along with Blitz here. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that we got these, especially since the original figures are so hard to get. It's nice that these ARC Troopers are a little bit more obtainable. Now, granted, Walmart exclusive, so guess what? Already sold out online, but still, you know, it's nice. Oop, there he goes. I do appreciate that these exist, but there's a few issues consistently throughout. Number one, Walmart exclusive, unfortunate. I've never seen these in stores, probably never will. That's just Walmart for you. They don't care. Let's actually bring in the other two, just while I'm doing a little bit of a discussion, just so we can see the whole team complete. So there is Colt. Here is my favorite, Havoc, right there. So yeah, red, yellow, and blue. That's honestly pretty sweet. Kind of wish it was a green one to kind of complete the whole like colored trooper theme from like the original Attack of the Clones guys. But still, that's a really cool lineup right there. Yeah, it's a shame these are Walmart exclusive. You know, they're sold out online right now. They may pop back in stock. They kind of have been popping in and out, especially Havoc and Colt. But Blitz is kind of newer. He just shipped, so we don't really know what's going to go on with him quite yet. They are nice figures. They really are. I've had very little issue with Colt and Havoc. However, my Blitz had a massive quality control issue. Pretty egregious. I don't know if you can notice on mine, but the helmet paint is a little odd. I actually had to repaint it. Unfortunately, my repaint job isn't super perfect, but this is what I had to work with. This is what I had to repaint. So I know my job isn't super accurate. I'm a little rusty with painting, but look at this. That visor is entirely raised way too high up. It's ridiculous. It was totally off-center. I opened up my Walmart package and I saw that, and my jaw nearly dropped. Look at that. Just look at all the negative space where the visor should be filled out at the bottom. Look at how much it's bleeding over the edge on the top. It looks atrocious, absolutely atrocious, and it is unforgivable that Hasbro saw that and thought that passed quality control. One of the issues with these guys, all of these ARC Troopers, is that the faces, like the faces on the helmets, are printed on. Say akin to like a Lego minifigure. But see, with Lego, everything is a precise system. So that helmet goes in the rack, it's perfectly lined up, it gets printed, it may be off by ever so slightly, but it's all one print that's together. With Hasbro, these helmets are mushy, they're softer. On that assembly line, when those stamps go on with all the different colors and everything, the helmet's going to get shifted around a little bit. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be even. And you can see my Colt has a little bit, it's off by a little bit. My Havoc actually turned out really good. It's ever so slightly too low, but my Havoc turned out really good. And I think after my repaint, my Blitz looks good, you know, especially since it's such a small figure from a distance, I don't mind. I wasn't even too concerned with like color matching the gray on top of the visor with the rest of the face. I really wasn't. I'm like, let me just color that gray, get rid of that black, and just be done with it. But yeah, it's absolutely egregious that I had to repaint my figure right out of the box. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Another weird QC issue I have with my Blitz as well. Let's look at the visors, or the little rangefinders on these real quick. Colt works fine. Havoc works fine. My Blitz it works fine, but it's actually really loose. It's actually very loose, and it's proving me wrong right now because I'm on camera. But I've actually just left this guy on the desk, and I see the visor like drooped down. Like I had it up, and it just like drooped back or drooped down. It's very loose. I don't know why, but it's kind of a shame. But it seems tighter now. It's just trying to prove me wrong, I guess. But yeah, it's just a little minor issue I wanted to point out. So with that horrible QC out of the way and seeing all three of them together like this, which honestly looks super cool. I'm so happy I got these. Let's just talk about the figure itself. The mold, we've seen it 1,000 times. It's got the same articulation. There's nothing different. It moves exactly the same. It has the same ball hinges at the hips. I wish they were ball joints instead. Has the same ankles, the same blah, blah, blah. It's the same kind of slightly shorter mold. It's got the storage on the backpack. Oop, I just dropped him. One nice thing I do appreciate, though, is that he still actually comes with all of the weapons. So he does have the rifle, and, he's got the little pistols in here, which I do think the pistols are holding better in the holsters. I think that's actually something they might have corrected, because it actually kind of fits snug now. It doesn't want to just fall out. I say as they fall out. Never mind, it's still trash. Never mind, I just thought it felt better, but I guess it actually isn't. So yeah, keep that in mind. I guess it's slightly better, but not by much. But removing his helmet right here, you can see it's just a standard clone trooper because we never saw what Blitz's face looks like. But I appreciate that they still left the helmet removable, because with Black Series, if Black Series ever gives us these guys, I'm sure except for Colt, they're just going to glue the helmets on because they're like, oh, we don't know what they look like. Just glue it. Just glue it. Save us some money. But thankfully with the TVC ones, they don't really spare any expense, and they do that. I do think my repaint job on the on the helmet did help. It looks a lot better. I do like the yellow. I like how it still stripes down onto the face. I like the gray faces on these ARC troopers. I actually think that's a cool little detail. It's just nice looking. We do have the old Blitz to compare it to. So we can see the new mold is slightly shorter, but it's not really that big of a deal. He still has the really cool diamond pattern on the skirt. The new one actually has more diamonds on it, which is kind of interesting. Looks like it has one extra row. I do like the details overall. I do think they translated it very well. Even though this Blitz is probably the best out of the original ARC Troopers because it came out last, so they were able to actually reference the show instead of concept art, and I think it turned out really good. The Colt is really nice too, but the ARC Trooper Battle Pack, like the Havoc and the quote-unquote Hammer, they're not accurate at all. They're based off of concept art. But yeah, it's pretty nice kind of seeing this comparison. They did improve it. I do like the gray on the back, too. I think that looks pretty nice, kind of seeing that gray stripe over. It's cool. It's cool seeing how far we've come. I do prefer the new ones, absolutely, over the old ones. But the old ones are still cool. Again, I've said it in the previous videos, and I'll say it here. If you never got a chance to get the old ones, just get the new ones. You don't need the old ones. The new ones fit in better with a realistic collection, which is most of our clone collections. It's just, it's nicer. I just like the new one more. I think the paint even looks more crisp and more just nice. My biggest issue was just that helmet. That visor printing was just absolutely horrible. Here it is again. Here it is again, so you can just see how bad that was. It looks so horrid. I'm shocked. I don't know if other people are getting it with bad paint, but I know I definitely did. I know I absolutely did. So that's pretty much it. There's Blitz. Here's the last ARC Trooper that we'll probably get. Again, I wish we'll get Hammer. I wish we would. But we didn't get the Cobalt Hero out of the Battlefront ones either, unfortunately. So it's kind of up in the air. We'll see if they do more, but I think Blitz was it. I think Blitz was the last one. I am filming this before PulseCon, though, so if PulseCon's like, oh, here's a Hammer and Walmart exclusive, then I'll just be like, oh, okay. He is kind of struggling to hold this gun a little bit, I've noticed, but he can get it. He can get it. It's just it's a very soft gun, so it is kind of struggling a little bit to get in the position you want it to be in. Alrighty, there we go. There's Blitz. There is the 3rd Rancor Battalion ARC Trooper in Vintage Collection. I'm happy we got him. I'm really happy we got him. He's really cool. I do recommend him. My favorite out of these is still Havoc, just because Havoc's my boy. I've always loved Havoc. The blues, it's really cool. Before he had a name, I kind of used the ARC Trooper like figure as like an OC, because I'm like, oh, it's a blue ARC Trooper. He's really cool. Let's just kind of make him my own identity. But we found out his name later on, and it's cool. It's cool. I'm happy to have these. I definitely do recommend them, and I really hope your Blitz doesn't come with a visor paint as horrible as mine did. Fingers crossed, right? Alrighty, guys, there we go. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think about these down in the comments below. I'm really happy that Hasbro went back and did these ARC Troopers, because they're one of the harder to find figures in the original line, and it's nice that they're like, hey, we made the mold for Echo and Fives and Jesse. Might as well use it, right? It's funny that the TVC ARC Troopers see more repaints than the Black Series one, but give it some time. I'm sure Black Series will catch up, and unfortunately, I'll buy them. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Again, let me know what you think down in the comments below. And special shout out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.